What are the main energies of September 2025? Of course, this can be a timeless reading for any September or any month that you come across this reading. We're just going to look at the 4 main energies as an energy forecast, an energy update for when I post this reading, but it's also a timeless reading for any messages that want to come through for any time you come across this reading. So there's going to be 4 main energies that I look at for this month, but to use it as a pick a card reading or pick a crystal reading, you can pick one of the piles, one of the numbers, one of the crystals, and you can pick one for the main energy for you and one for the minor energy if you'd like for that specific time in your life, that specific month, week, whatever, that day. But this is how I'm going to use this reading as like a 2-for-1. It's going to be the energy of September 2025, but also it could be a specific message for you whenever you come across this. All right, so I hope you enjoy the reading and I wish you much love and light. Hey, beautiful pile 1 with the Pyrite and the first main energy here for September. See what's going on. 8 of Cups in reverse, 4 of Cups in reverse, and the 10 of Cups upright. Wow. Okay, so there's an extremely transformational time where you have been releasing for so long, and you know it to the point where you kind of got bored or numb to it, like how much you were releasing and how much you were letting things go without anything really coming in or any proof or any like substantial, practical, tangible changes and things coming in for all the things that you were releasing, and then it just hits for you, pile 1. So this is a really good energy for a lot of folks who have been kind of doing a lot of inner work and feels like the majority of the year was just kind of releasing, or for a very, very long time now they've been just releasing, and it doesn't seem like anything was coming in to replace the things that you were releasing. All right, and then the Hanged Man in reverse, the 9 of Swords in reverse, and then finally the 7 of Cups in reverse. So with a lot of cards in reverse, I am definitely seeing that things are happening pretty instantaneously as soon as this month starts, because I am getting the 1st, and I'm recording this on September 1st. So it is as soon as this month starts for you, or whenever you're watching this, it starts like immediately, day 1. Today is day 1. I've been predicting for a while now that this specific September 2025 into the beginning of October, I've been getting in a lot of my personal readings and general readings and spiritual readings over and over and over again, and a lot of channelings and a lot of guidance, that September is like a very, very important month, September into the beginning of October. There's something happening on the collective scale worldwide, I'm predicting, if not countrywide. I do feel like it's something significant. Okay, so we have a 7, 8, 9, 7 to the 8 of Cups. So, okay. I feel like you're going backwards a little bit just because you've been releasing so much, I'm getting, for so long, that we're going back to the beginning of what you first started to release. And I think you might be kind of shocked how far back you're going, maybe almost up to a year from when you started majorly purging or releasing certain ideas, certain people, certain situations, circumstances, and goals even maybe. I'm getting it aligns with a lot of tests. So a lot of things that might have come through to kind of help you review things in your life, help heal some traumas, or kind of really get you to master a certain lesson. I feel like these kinds of things are coming up to be replenished, I'm hearing. So I definitely do feel like you've been releasing for so long that I think you'll be shocked how far back Spirit is going to go to kind of start reimbursing you for the energies you've been releasing or completing or healing or finishing up. You've been waiting for a very long time. I'm getting to the point where you're kind of become numb. Yeah. I feel like this has just become like a way of life for you. This is like, there's a lot of minor arcana. So this hasn't been happening for like that long, but I'm getting like 8 to 12 months. So a good part of a year for sure. This has been happening for you. And happening for a lot of folks. Definitely on like the spiritual level, it feels like things are finally happening, but I feel like it'll be more emotional for you, just like feeling things are finally happening more than physical, because I feel like, of course, when things start to manifest, it comes through more on the energetic, unseen, physical, emotional and mental ways first. So you might be getting a lot of ideas, you might be feeling like things are clicking, but more than that, the emotional aspect is going to be very crazy good. You might feel a lot of good people around you and feeling like you're finally safe, that things are finally turning your way and the tides have turned and you're finally getting all the things that you want. Just at the beginning stages, you still have to do the work or let it manifest or let it come through fully, but you feel like you're finally on the other side now. So we've been talking about how this Lionsgate in August 2025 was kind of like the 5D, 3D split. And a lot of things are going to become very obvious to you, that things that are very 3D and not aligned and doesn't take in consideration the spiritual aspect of things are going to separate from your life. And you might get a very like stark distinction between the life you're aligned with, the life that you're choosing, the path that you want to go, and those people, places, situations, and things that are no longer aligned with you. It's going to be very, very juxtaposed to a lot of things that you're choosing and choosing to be, choosing to follow, choosing to move towards, and that things that are not, like more so than maybe in past years, just because Spirit wants to kind of show you the difference of what you're leaving behind and how opposite and totally different it is from the very aligned and very harmonious 3D and 5D aspects that coexist in this next chapter of your life. Okay, so, and this is not just like, this is like happening on a collective level. So in terms of like individually for you, the 8 to the 9, there is a bit of like hurt having to leave behind people, places, situations, and things, environments that you may have a lot of good memories with, or it got you through a lot at certain times, it's good for you at certain moments in your life, or these are people, places, and things that you put a lot of heart and soul into, that you build a connection with, that you cared for a lot, and to let certain things go of that nature. Not that you're not going to, you're like, yes, I'm going to go to my better life right now, but it's still kind of, saying bye to the things that you cared about. And like, especially, it's definitely very clear that these people, places, situations, things are not good for you. So like, you see the gold in front of you, dangling in front of you, you're like, yeah, I'm going to go into the definite better land out there, but it doesn't make saying goodbye any easier. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit, because I feel like you can see where you're going, Pile One, very clearly. And so even though you're not there yet, it's easier to say goodbye, but it still hurts saying goodbye, I'm getting. Thoughts, the 4 to the 7 of Cups. it's getting a little bit more exciting because I feel like you went from being numb and bored because it just kind of was like release, 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 heal, 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 heal. Like that kind of cycle over and over and over and over again, to the point where you're like, am I even going to get to the other side? Am I ever going to see the light? Am I ever going to have manifestations to replace the things I've been releasing? Or is it just going to be like this? You know, you held on to hope, you held on to your dreams, you held on to your faith. And now I'm seeing that it's finally paying off and you're getting excited just a little bit. I feel like you're still reserved. I feel like a lot of light workers starseeds are a little bit reserved when it comes to new opportunities or new pathways, because you've seen that before. You've took the bait and then the universe kind of just threw you into another lesson, right? But I feel like for this time it's kind of more you're being cautiously optimistic, but you're like seeing things come through. So this is the time. This time is going to be different. But for some reason, your ego is still holding on to that little bit of fear or a little bit of like doubt because of the many, many cycles of healing, purging, and releasing that you've had to go through. Not just in your past, but in the recent past, like up to like 8 to 12 months ago. Like you're still kind of fucking dealing with this, right? And then in terms of actions, I definitely feel like you're letting good things come in because you're like, I deserve these things. I deserve, like at this point, I feel like light worker starseeds maybe in the past have been like, you know what, I don't know if I deserve this, or I don't know if I need all of this. But now, after this past cycle, especially because this is a cycle before like the Great Awakening happens, like we're already kind of in the process, but this is like when it like really pops off, right? This is like the last cycle that a lot of light worker starseeds and people who are spiritually awakened and where start to kind of see big things start to happen. But especially for you, Palawan, I feel like there's no doubt in your mind that you're like, yeah, I absolutely deserve this now. Like, I know what I put in. I know what I have done. Like, I feel like there's like a little bit more familiarity and like being comfortable in physical energies and be like, yeah, give me that money, give me that house, give me that relationship, give me that, give me these things. Like, I deserve it, more than deserve it. Like, I feel like that's the kind of place a lot of folks are at, light workers and starseeds. Okay, I feel like the energy is definitely moving from like the Eight of Cups and the Hanged Man, like being really passive, releasing, letting things happen, letting things fold naturally, to kind of like to the point, like being so receptive and being so passive and letting things happen so much to the point where you're just like, when can I take action again? Am I just gonna become like an invalid and like a spiritual invalid and not be able to do anything, not be able to take any action? Like, how long do I have to just like chill back, spirit, to oh my goodness, there's such an abundance of everything. There's so many things I can do. I can't even choose what I want to do, but don't worry, spirit, I will choose things. Like, I will definitely pick things that I want to do, but I feel like it just comes through all at once. A lot of abundance, a lot of manifestations at once. Yeah, because for you personally, Palawan, like that's going to be such a significant change in your life. It's going to be like day and night, where it feels like you've been kind of just releasing to the point where you got so numb and over it, to really kind of getting some like life pumped back into your life. I feel like the universe is kind of like activating you. Whereas on the collective level, yeah, the 10 to the 9. I do feel like a lot of people are going to be starting to awaken, to go through like a dark night of the soul. But they get like when you first awaken, you get kind of like hit with a lot of like positive divine energies, because like the universe kind of wants you to kind of continue doing your healing work. And so you kind of see cloud 9. You're on cloud 9. You kind of see everything with in bright colors, vividly, more brightly, and you just feel like you're in love, kind of thing. Like there is that type of energy for a little bit for the collective, and then it's just like boom, dark night of the soul. And then like for light workers, it's kind of like, this is the moment that you've been waiting for. Finally, this is happening. You're so over it. You've been waiting for too long. And then for you specifically, the 8 to the 7, I feel like, you know how like when energy hits a collective, it hits everyone. It's different depending on where you are in your spiritual journey. So whereas the collective is feeling like some like high highs, being on cloud 9 and feeling like literally they're on drugs and like connected to the universe, connected to spirit, and feeling like all crazy, like, wow, I can't believe this exists. And then like healing and how much that sucks. But they're kind of living off that high of connecting to the divine. I feel like you kind of go through a similar like highs and lows, but like much more milder than like the awakening collective, where you kind of get to see why everything happened the way it did, even in the past, like up to a year. Yeah. And like start to see like little things manifest here and there, and it kind of starts building that picture up for you. I'm getting for the next like 8 to 12 months. It'll start to come together. The picture will be very clear. Yeah. Because what Spirit wants you to manifest right now, the Hanged Man, 4 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups, they want you to just kind of start bringing through ideas. And that's why I'm saying like you're going to have so many ideas you can't even like think about what to do, because it just kind of like all starts to like flow out from you. You start to get in the abundance, and you start flowing, the ideas start flowing to you. So I do feel like there's like an uptick in abundance in a lot of ways, and one, not just financially, but through resources and network of people, abundance of love, abundance of feeling safety and security and good with your choices, and options. There's options that you can actually take action on now. And the way to ground it, Spirit is saying, with the 8 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, and the 10 of Cups, the 8, 9, 10, is just by kind of doing one of these ideas at a time, because there's a lot of things that you wanted to do. There's a lot of maybe new ideas that you wanted to do as well. But I feel like for a lot of light workers and starseeds, you start with a lot of things that you wanted to do in the past year. Not like 5 years ago, not 3 years ago, like in the past year. Because these are more, if you're a light worker starseed, you kind of have revamped your goals and dreams and visions recently in the past year or two. You've edited, revised, refined your goals and dreams in the past like year, maybe 2 years. So specifically, Spirit is saying like what you wanted to do in the past year, you're going to start doing that. Even if what you want to do now might be a little bit different, there's an energy of like a running start. Like you want to start with things that you wanted to do recently, and that's going to quickly lead you to the new things. They're saying that like the ideas that you've been getting for the past year and a half, 2 years, are the ideas that they're saying that these are good ideas that can help be a stepping stone or launch your even newer, like literally the past week, month, day type goals. So like they were kind of getting you prepared to launch your even newer goals in the past year or so. So that's a good jumping off point, launching point I'm getting. And then finally, the big picture here, the 4 corners, the 8 of Cups, 10 of Cups. The 8 of Cups, the 10 of Cups it's almost instantaneously. Like it's a big difference from releasing to getting everything to replace what you release. And then the Ten of Cups is a lot because you've been releasing without getting anything to really replace it. Light workers know. And then the Hanged Man to the Seven of Cups. It feels like you've been waiting to the point where you stopped kind of creating or visualizing or dreaming of new dreams or thinking of new potentials, or even like wanting to do new things because you've been doing it for so long that without any like progress or results to show for it, that just kind of got tiring. And then boom, now you're kind of feeling inspired and you're being activated from the universe, I'm hearing. So you're being inspired to kind of move forward now. All right, pile 1. All right, so pile 2 with the emerald. Let's look at the main energy and then how it affects you personally. Beautiful divine soul. Okay. The Star card in reverse. Okay, I'm getting something's just about to kind of come to the surface, something that you've been wanting to manifest. Yeah, 10 of Wands, oppression. This has been a huge fight. I could even see like just being physically, psychologically, psychically attacked. I'm hearing as many dark forces were trying to work through the people, places, and situations around you. There were an equal amount of light forces working through people, places, and situations around you. I feel like it's like to the point where it was like kind of no longer an even fight. The light was clearly winning. You were meant to kind of connect to a higher state of being and a higher energy at this point. There was like no stopping you, moving forward now. But there was a lot stopping you before, pile 2. Okay, and then Princess of Pentacles in reverse. I'm hearing shut down. I feel like you were kind of shut down. An idea that you had was kind of shut down. I'm getting that might be an idea that you might be considering again or moving forward with again. Again, this is an idea that you just kind of had. I'm getting it's like more of an idea that you're kind of a little bit shy about because it was something that was like that you had interest in, but you knew you weren't really good at it yet, or maybe it's a new idea, something completely different than what you've done before, but it really resonates with you. And I'm getting it was like, you didn't really want to put yourself out there like that if you didn't think that you had the time, energy, resources to be successful or to kind of bring it somewhere. So there's something about like the apprehension of this, starting this new thing. You need to take classes, or you need to take some time off, or you need to, kind of do a lot of research or something like that. But like you kind of put it away for a little while because something in your life was like definitely, if not like actively attacking you, was kind of making it really hard to do something like this. So I'm getting that it's being cleared out, pile 2. And then we have the 5 of Cups. I feel like you almost gave up on this dream because you're like, I don't know if this is going to happen. I feel like something recently happened for you, pile 2, where you're just like, do I have to let go of this dream too? Do I have to let go of this vision or these next steps that I was planning for myself? And yeah, the 2 of Swords. There was a lot of unrest internally because of, like, I feel like you were planning for this for so long. Maybe not that long, but like you were planning for this, and the fact that everything was unclear again was really, really tough to take in for you, pal. So like I feel like you're like, okay, let me make moves, and then you're completely shut down, or it didn't work out, or things didn't really align, and you're like, really? I thought I was at a point in my life or my spiritual journey where I can figure things like this out, because I definitely feel this kind of energy where you kind of cleared a path, and then all of a sudden it was blocked again or something, or you were doubting yourself, or you're in the process of a lot of like releasing, and you're like, oh man, like I would love to do this, but like I guess there's still a little bit more to go, or a little bit more to do, or the universe keeps bringing, like, dangling this like carrot in front of me, but at the same time, like it doesn't seem like to ever, like I never seem to actually get there. It just seems like a promise that's like being withheld. And I feel like you are genuinely thinking about just like letting go of this dream or this possibility or trying something new. And then the Hierophant, wow, bam. And then all of a sudden it solidifies in the physical in a way that was like better than you could have ever imagined. I like that there's like a 7-point star, a 5-point star, and then a 6-point star here. I definitely feel like you can move forward. And there's a possibility of this being long lasting. Actually, you even know this is going to work out in the long term if you want to do it for a long time. This whatever new thing that you're starting, that you've had like an idea about, and then you're like kind of pushed it to the side, or kind of had to maybe feel like it might not happen because of recent circumstances, it feels like. But then all of a sudden everything kind of shifts where you feel like, yeah, I can take this all the way if I want to. I feel like you're not really sure if you do want to yet, but like, you know, it's possible. And I feel like that comfort is enough to kind of get you going again. Feeling excited about life, feeling excited about this new project, but, you know, leaving the door open for if something new comes along as well. Yeah, there's definitely good potential in whatever it is that you're bringing through. I feel like you were getting so many like hits, like so many synchronicities, so many signs about doing this thing. And so you're like, I don't know if I even want to do this. I don't even know if I'm interested in it. I don't even know if I want to do this like for a long time. But you kept getting signs, synchronicities. You're like, okay, maybe I might as well do it. Like Spirit keeps telling me to do this. And so then you did it. You tried for it, or like you wanted to, but like then things kept coming in the way, getting in the way for you. And you're like, this wasn't even something I want to do really. Like, kind of, yeah, but like Spirit kept telling me, like hitting me over the head, like do this, do this, do this. So you did it, or you wanted to do it, and then you got blocked. It's like, what's the effing point, Spirit? Like, you told me to do this like a million times, so I finally started doing it, and then you blocked it completely. And there's like a reason for that. There's something happening here. Okay, so like on a collective, I'm going to do the collective level energy first, and then like how it relates to you specifically, Pile 2. So collectively, like on a spiritual level, the Star, the Ten of Wands, and the Page of Wands. There was a lot of information coming in, downloading, for a while now, for the past, I'm getting like 7 to 10 months, even 17 months. Yeah, to the point where like a Spirit is saying like you were getting bored, that you weren't able to kind of take action on any of these big potential visions that you were getting straight from the divine. So like I'm getting like the source energy kind of threw you a bone, like with this specific idea recently, and it was enough to kind of keep you going. But again, like the carrot on the stick kind of thing, like it felt like for you, it kind of felt like, are you serious? You're teasing me again, universe? Because all you saw in the physical was just like loss of patience, a lot of planning that's like for nothing, a lot of ideas that don't go anywhere. So it's like, I feel like you kind of stopped being excited by potential plans and stopped planning altogether almost. Wow. But then something comes through, something hits. Okay, so for the collective, we have the Page of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. There is a small opportunity that opens up for even the collective What is this opportunity? For light workers, oppression and loss and pleasure. Yeah. Light worker starseed definitely, like, they work there. You are the visionary. You're the one who keeps hope alive. You're the one who keeps being positive amongst your friends, amongst your colleagues. For the collective, when things start to look really bad, you're the one who puts out new ideas, keeps hope, keeps faith, keeps being positive and being an example. You have your, low periods, and you'll feel down here and there, but that's what light workers and starseeds do. They keep the hope alive, the faith alive, keep channeling good ideas, keep pushing forward, Like, humanity would not be where they are without light workers and starseeds, right? But I feel like even light workers, like, they have their limit, like being around negative energies or having hope and faith and working really hard and without seeing results. Like, you can only do that for so long, And even light workers and starseeds are human and will start to feel that. And so I'm getting collectively that's what's happening. Like, light workers and starseeds are feeling that collective high frequency. Even if you're high frequency folks, like, our collective is definitely feeling kind of like stressed out a little bit, but in like such a mild way that's like kind of like like, you'll never lose hope, but like, you can lose hope enough to kind of have a long bad day, a long bad week, bad month, bad year kind of thing, right? And it's a timeless reading, but it's a numerology 9 year. So a lot of things closing out is like particularly difficult for a lot of people, especially light workers and starseeds, where 9 is a very significant number for us. So this was a particularly difficult year or time for light workers whenever you watch this. And so you're feeling it because the people that we are connected to, our friends, our soul family, are feeling it too. And this is where you're going to see the flip. We're going to see the mirror energy happening, where then the rest of the collective that is going to go through this awakening is going to feel this, because we're still in a dualistic world. And although there's like a 3D and 5D split happening, and a lot of us light workers and starseeds are moving into 5D, a more unity consciousness, it's still like mirroring a duality type energy that we're seeing kind of play out, even though we're ready to kind of sit above that and not attach our energies too much to one side. I feel like before we kind of like feel like, oh, okay, we're out of this game, we're gonna just sit on the bench for a second and just watch this all happen until I'm needed. You're still kind of in the chaos of that duality, of the split, of the changeover, of the transition for a lot of light workers. So you are feeling it. You're not excused from feeling the collective energy. In fact, you're more sensitive to these energies. You'll feel it more. So even though like it's like a minor arcana, the 5 to the 10, like, you still feel your energies, how you relate to it, your soul family's energies, and your friends, and then also the collective energies. You're feeling all the feels, not just yours, but like people who are like your loved ones, people who are important to you, but also the collective. So you're feeling it, pile too. And this is going to be transferred over. So you're feeling it right now, so you understand what the collective is going to feel in a short while when they go through that great awakening. Okay? All right, and then so that's the collective energy. And for you specifically, we have the star card. Wait, let's see. Yeah. Okay, so then for you specifically, pile 2, you're feeling a lot of peace. You're moving towards peace and serenity. And you're also feeling like everything that you put up with was worth it finally. You might not do it again in this lifetime, but it's finally paying off in very, very massive, major ways. and the actions that you might want to be taking at this time is on that what you once thought was a lost opportunity. There's something there for you that Spirit keeps referring to it, but there's something there with that opportunity, that almost missed opportunity. Okay, and then what's kind of manifesting at this time is things are moving from the 5 to the 10 really, really rapidly. You're going to be very, very busy because you are going to be leading in the physical. So this is where the changeover happens. And those that have mastered a lot of their spiritual aspect, not just as spiritual, but like bringing spirituality into their physical world. So not just mastering the 5D, but the 3D and 5D together. They're the ones who are going to be leading at this point. That's you, pal, too. And how do you manifest that? You have the vision. Whatever you are planning and wanting the world to be like, you have the means to make that happen. With this small opportunity, I feel like it's a gateway. It might not be the thing that you stick with the entire time, or it might be something that you evolve or refine over time, but it is the doorway in the physical to make these new structures or systems, bring forth these bigger ideas that you have for what you would like to change in the world, kind of thing. Okay, because the bigger picture here, the 4 corners, the star and the pentacles, the 5 and the 5. Okay. The 17 and 1, so 117, 11-7, or 171. This is the doorway for your spiritual path. It might not seem like it at first, because you're like, yeah, I can see like this is like something that's aligned to me, but is it that spiritual? And I think Spirit is basically saying like this is just like a doorway for you to kind of get closer to a more stronger spiritual path for you. Because I feel like whatever you were kind of in before, the energy you've been in before, it took so long, this kind of energy, that you're kind of like a little bit like lost your patience or lost your will to, not like your will to live, but like your like excitement for like how you used to be. Like I feel like you used to be very excited, like kind of how you were at the beginning of your spiritual journey, like very excited, want to learn all these new things, research, talk to people about these things that you're thinking of, connecting ideas and stuff like that. I feel like you've lost a little bit of that. And so this is a doorway to kind of get you kind of your juices flowing again, pal, too. But it is also a door into what will feel more right for you in the near future as well. And the 2 5s here, I definitely feel like this is a time for significant changes. You're definitely going to be pulled out of whatever kind of feeling of loss or feeling of, I don't have the patience for this anymore, when is this going to happen, to kind of like, it's time to go, it's time to move, you're kind of time to like do things. And I feel like that's why Spirit is trying to take it slowly, because things are happening so quickly. You're being thrusted into these bigger projects and bigger roles so quickly that I feel like your energy, your spirit, your mental and emotional bodies like need time to kind of like realize what's happening. Because I feel like you've been kind of stuck in that like, when is this going to happen, or is this ever going to happen, or why am I just keep like being in this energy? I almost want to release my dreams and goals, to kind of being flung into it, or like a version of it, and you're kind of just like catching up with yourself. That's another reason Spirit's taking it somewhat slowly, but still pushing you in the deep end for sure. Like it's like time to go. You have the downloads, you're upgraded, and it's gonna feel like, oh my goodness, like you're thrown into the whole chaos of it immediately, and you just have to make sense of it, and you're trained for it, so you'll do it. But I feel like it's almost robotic and mechanical at first, until your like spirit can catch up with until your emotional, mental mind can catch up with your spirit, with your heart. Until then, I feel like you're just kind of like, I just got to do things. So I feel like this is your opportunity, you're in it, so you're just like, I got to do it. But like Spirit is giving you a little bit of time to kind of catch up, because there is a moment of like, there's so much happening. Yeah, and there's this energy. Yeah, for the collective. Oh no, this is for you specifically. You specifically, the Hierophant and the Star card. It's time to move mountains, pal. So like, I feel like you're ready to, you're kind of thrown into this role. You're ready for it, you're trained for it, but like, I feel like it's so, like when you finally get there, like you don't even realize that like you're there kind of thing, because it's just like, you've been training for it, working for it, like it makes sense, like you're born to do this, but like, I feel like it's so mechanical at first. And that's just the thing that Spirit is kind of saying. It's just like, you hit the jackpot, you manifest your wildest dreams, but it's still like, you're just kind of thrown into that role. So you have to kind of just, you can't really even take time to like appreciate it or like think about that. You just kind of have to go into that role. But like, I do feel like you'll catch up with your feelings will catch up eventually. Yeah, but I feel like September, October is like go, 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 go. All right. This energy wasn't as fun because it feels like you've been kind of waiting for this for so long, but then it pops off. We have pile 3 here now with the Tiger's Eye. Let's look into the third main energy. The 5 of Pentacles. The 6 of Swords. Gotta run away, gotta go, gotta go. Time to go. And Justice. Yeah, I definitely feel like for this pile specifically, there's like an energy where you've been kind of waiting to, like, I'm hearing transfer. So I don't know if you've been waiting to transfer in your workplace or if you've been trying to work in a new area, if you've been trying to move, if you've been trying to, like maybe a project didn't work out and you're trying to leave that old project behind, or trying to leave an old partner, or you're trying to leave your family or a certain area of friends. I'm getting you've been kind of trying to leave for a very long time. I feel like you finally get that as well. There's a lot of like unstuck energy. Like there's a lot of things like manifesting for a lot of light workers and starseeds recently, right now in September and October, that has been waiting to happen. I feel like a lot of light workers and starseeds have been waiting for this type of energy to finally happen, and for a lot of folks it's finally happening. So like, I feel like if you've been trying to leave a job, trying to leave a relationship, trying to leave something that you knew wasn't right for you anymore, not for your highest and best good, and just kind of you tried escaping, I'm hearing, or tried leaving, it's like finally going to work out for you, finally getting good karma back for yourself. High Priestess, yeah, because you've already done the inner work in regards to this situation, and you knew that you had to leave. I feel like if you are being held back, it's because there was a lot of inner work there, a lot of different ways the universe could use your current circumstances to kind of finish up a lot of lessons and things that you wanted to kind of work through. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the 5 of Cups. So the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups, beginning and ending this pile, I definitely feel like there's a lot of changes happening, and I feel like you want to kind of move forward physically, and I feel like you even tried with the 5 of Pentacles here, but you just kept being brought back and brought in to do more inner work. I feel like you're even, like for example, if you needed some extra money to like move, or you need to get out of your existing connection, or you want like a little bit of a cushion before starting a new business, or before switching careers or moving into a new job. Like I feel like Spirit even like kind of took away that bit of funding, which is actually funny. I've talked to a couple of spiritual friends recently, and they've also had a weird summer in terms of finances. And so that seems to be a theme with spiritual folks that this past season was unhelpful when it comes to money, finances, investments. And I feel like Spirit here is saying that, yeah, that's for a definite reason. Don't worry, everything is working out for you. You know it always does. But like there's a reason you're being prevented. There's a lot for you to kind of... There's a lot that universe could do with your current circumstances, the people around you, and your situations to kind of wrap up a ton of different lessons. All right, so I'm going to look at the collective energy real quick and then how it relates to you. Okay, so yeah, spiritually, the Five of Pentacles, Swords, Justice, moving forward, and physically, the High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles, and Five of Cups, being forced to do some inner work. And for the collective, the Justice and the Queen of Pentacles. So it's for like everyone, even the unawakened folks. It feels like there was like a whole system reset energetically in terms of income. Whoa, that was very specific. So there's like a huge like reset happening financially. And because it's the Queen of Pentacles and not the King, I definitely feels like it feels like distribution. It has to do with a reset of distribution of specifically financial and material energies. Okay, wow. And then in terms of light workers and starseeds, the Six of Swords and the High Priestess, the light workers and starseeds, the awakened folks, they're really moving very quickly through their spiritual journey, their inner work, their lessons, their traumas, and healing and purging, all that kind of stuff, like very, very quickly right now. These are folks who are already awakened. So I've actually seen this from a lot of friends too. Like things are happening very quickly. I've seen it in my own life, like a lot of little lessons, a lot of like reviews, master lessons, final boss energy, for sure. So even if you felt like it's been very difficult, Pile 3, like you can definitely know that like, yeah, things are happening very quickly, popping off for some reason. Things are going to be happening very quickly soon. And in terms of how it affects you. Hold on. Specifically, Pile 3, we have the Five of Pentacles and Five of Cups. There's going to be a lot of rapid changes. So there's probably a lot of changes that happened in your life recently, but they didn't stay. It didn't always stick. So I feel like there's a lot of changes that are happening, but it's like you might be even asking your guides, like, why are these changes happening? Like things are just going to be put back the way they were, or like, how did that even affect me in the long term? Like that, I could have lived my life without this challenge or that lesson. Like that didn't even have to do with me. Like I feel like there's a lot of like quick changes, but then like things are changed again very quickly or put back the way it was, or that change didn't really make a significant effect on your life. So you're like, what are these small changes? Why are they happening? What's happening? I'm getting timeline shift. So that's why there's so many like little weird, seemingly small changes happening in your life that like doesn't stick or isn't really significant or doesn't matter in the long haul, or being put back because of these timeline shifts that are happening. So that's why. Interesting. Okay, and so then how does this affect you specifically, Pile 3? Okay, in terms of energetically, Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, you're being set up to kind of be more stable financially. So like, you know, if you're watching this, you definitely know that there's like a huge financial reset happening around the world, in every country, and you're definitely being prepared to be someone who knows how to handle this redistribution properly and what to do with it afterwards. So you've been prepared, and it's not there yet, but you're being more prepared for it now. Interesting. And then what else? 6 of Swords and the 5 of Cups. It's kind of a roller coaster ride for you right now, pile 3. Like, maybe not in a major way, but enough to kind of make you feel like, you know, everything's going to turn out good. But like, I feel like you're still getting a little bit sick in the stomach with these like whiplashes and turns and drops on this roller coaster ride, because like you're energetically being upgraded very quickly, and it feels uncomfortable sometimes. So you might be going through a lot of like weird little things, a lot of like comfort food, vices, a lot of dealing with issues that you might have not seen for a decade or two, since your childhood, just like weird random things coming through, small and big, to be worked through really quickly. If you're in a relationship, or you're starting a relationship, or you're connected to a soulmate at this time, you probably have a lot of small problems or big problems being worked through very quickly with this person, even with your bloodline family. You're probably even connected to your ancestors more at this time. There's just like a ton of things, pile 3. It's just a lot you're dealing with energetically. And so Spirit's like, yeah, we get it. We get why you're kind of going into your comfort zone a lot. And you don't be hard on yourself, they're saying, because it's like, there is actually a ton of stuff happening energetically. You're being upgraded, you're being tested, you're being you're having like reviews, you're having a bunch of things that you don't even need to like consciously pay attention to. Just like let it happen. We get it. And then in terms of actions that they might want you to take as this Justice and the High Priestess, it's kind of like, you know, good things are happening for you. Keep that mindset that good things are happening for you. Everything's happening in your favor, because they are. And allow these things to kind of manifest for you, because they're manifesting very quickly, very powerfully, and very beautifully. Like, even the way that things manifest, you're going to be like amazed. You're going to be very happy with how it pops into your life, integrates into your life. It doesn't happen randomly. It doesn't happen in a way that like you know enough, you have a good enough heads up from the universe, but also not know all the details. So it can still, it's surprising for you, and it makes you happy to witness it all coming together for you. All right, and so what's manifesting at this time, or what does Spirit want to manifest at this time, is the High Priestess, 6 of Swords, and the 5 of Cups. I'm getting they want it to happen quickly. So that's why they're not blaming you if you kind of have to go into your comfort zone at this time, because there is a lot happening and they want it to happen quickly. Like, that's their intention. Because how you can help manifest it, how you can ground it. The 5 of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Justice. I'm getting like not even the Queen of Pentacles, it's the Justice card. Like, it's going to be more than you imagined. It's going to be way, way, way more than you imagined, pile 3. This abundance coming in, this physical abundance, way more. And not just in wealth and material things and resources, but also in terms of love and people. Because, you know, I see the Justice like also with love and money. I feel like the Justice card is the Queen of Pentacles, like amplified. And yeah, holds more love, more divine love, with Venus there. So it's not just money, but it's like, and it's just relationships. It's like backed and powered up by like, it's amplified. So I definitely feel like you've been prepared for this. You've been prepared for being in a really, really good place, physically, financially, in relationships, you know, with all those new manifestations. But you're getting this, the Justice card, which is way more than you imagined. All right, pile 3. And it happens very quickly. And then lastly, the big picture here is the 4 corners. 5 of Pentacles and the Justice card. Like yeah. And then the High Priestess and the 5 of Cups. Like Spirit's like, we wouldn't even blame you that if like once this comes in, you take some time to kind of adjust to how much manifests. They're kind of setting aside time, like several months. I'm getting like, yeah, like 3 to 6 months for you to adjust to how much comes in. They're like, we get it. You'll need some time to kind of like adjust to this new energy, this new reality. And so they're even telling you, like, we get it. All right, so we'll move on to pile 4 with the orange calcite, the 4th main energy of September 2025, or whenever you're watching this. The main energy for you, beautiful soul. I'm going to look at the collective energy and then how it relates specifically to you. Okay. All right. The Lovers card. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Just kind of moving all these cards around. Okay. The Lovers card. The 4 of Pentacles. And the Tower in reverse. Okay, wow. What an auspicious card pull here. Okay, so I definitely feel like for a lot of you, there is love coming in where you're going to find, you're going to be like kind of moving in. And it's going to happen in a very divine way, like in a way that you didn't expect. I feel like you're not even planning for this and it happens right away. This is especially true if you're, if this is a new love coming in or you're not expecting this to happen between you and your partner. It happens like in a way that you weren't even planning for this or weren't really expecting it, and it just kind of works out or it just kind of moves in that direction. So I definitely feel like if this is a new love or this is a love coming in or love coming back, that happens pretty quickly. It's definitely energy of it happens in a way that you didn't expect. I feel like you weren't even planning for it. Even if this is what you wanted, it happens pretty quickly. Okay. Just like playing with these cards. Okay. And then what else? The Hierophant. Yeah. I do feel like this relationship kind of moves forward very quickly, becomes very committed. Or if you two are already committed, I feel like there's like a extra layer of commitment at this time that's forged at this time. The Empress. Oh wow. If you are in child rearing age, I do feel like there is a baby on the way. Things happen very quickly. Happens much more quickly than you expect. And the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. I definitely feel like if this is a relationship between a male and a female, and the female is in childbearing age, I do feel like the female gets pregnant. And I definitely feel like because the the divine feminine has so much divinity in her, so clean, pure, and healed energies that the universe kind of sets in her path this really auspicious situation where not just the partner, but maybe other people like the divine feminine's family or loved ones, friends, soul family are able to kind of help out in this situation very quickly without the divine feminine having to do anything. Yeah, because I definitely feel like it's a very strong message about pregnancy. If that's not the case, then I do feel like the divine feminine still in the case is dealing with their children or something to help someone that they are responsible for, or a loved one, someone they cared for or care for now. And because the divine feminine is kind of put back in that role of caring for their child, their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren, or their loved ones, their parents, their grandparents, their niece, nephew, whatever, their sibling, something, their aunt, their uncle, like their cousin. Like, so I feel like the divine feminine in this particular case, pile 4, whether that's you or your person, is being ushered in that role, being pushed into that role of either being a mother or being a mother-like figure or caretaker figure again. The divine masculine's here, but it's like more... The divine masculine's kind of more in the background just because they're kind of behind the scenes doing a lot of things. Whereas the divine feminine, I feel like, is at the forefront, being kind of like... It's kind of like these magical things are happening to the divine feminine, but it's really the divine masculine's making this magical stuff happen behind the scenes. I feel like it's just like kind of like, you know, like when you're kind of at like a gathering and you're talking to a few people, and you know, maybe one of your friends had a recent hardship, you know, they just lost their job, or maybe they just went to a friend's funeral or something, and then there's someone else who just had a baby or just got married in the friend group. Like, you probably will talk to the person who has like good news more, or like the group will focus on like the good stuff more than the sad stuff. Not that they won't mention the sad stuff, and maybe there's like really good one-on-one personal conversations, but I feel like for the most part, if you're talking in that group, you're going to focus on the good news and the fun things and like the things to look forward to. So I feel like that's why the divine feminine is getting a lot of attention at this time, because everyone's like excited for this energy that the divine feminine is mothering. So I feel like for most, it is a child. It could be a pet. It could be a project. It could be a business. It could be a new home. But I feel like for most, it's a child. It's like hard not to read this reading exactly what it's saying. But I do see the divine masculine there behind the scene. I do feel like there's more than divine masculine in the picture helping out. So it could be the divine masculine, divine feminine's family or friends, or just a good group, a community to help during this process. And I do feel like with that group and community, like everyone's excited about this, and that's why the divine feminine is getting a lot of social, like getting their face out there. I'm getting like they're getting a lot of like messages. A lot of people wanted to hang out. A lot of people wanted to talk to the divine feminine, whereas the divine masculine is more kind of focused on like getting the things done behind the scene, not really craving the public image or having to like put themselves out there publicly. They're just more caring about what happens, and figuring things out. And they actually prefer the divine feminine putting their face out there, making sure that everything looks great and everything is fine, going off without a hitch, while they might think otherwise sometimes. So I definitely feel like the divine masculine is like, the divine feminine is making me look good. And so even if it's like a business project or like something else, the divine feminine is kind of the outward face of the company or the business or the project or the idea right now. And the divine masculine does not give an F. They don't care because they're kind of, I feel like this is like their moment to shine, but it's behind the scenes. Like, I feel like the divine masculine is like very laser focused, and like I feel like they know how to get this done, and I feel like this is a project that they've always wanted to do, and so they're going after that. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at the collective energy, and then we'll look at how it affects you specifically, Pile 4. Okay, so the collective energy is the Tower and the Empress. There is like that new divine feminine energy entering the collective right now. It's like the spiritual energies, the more healed emotional and mental energies. There was no wonder there's a huge mental crisis happening in the world, or around this country at least. We've kicked out the feminine energies for so long, and there's a new divine feminine energy being birthed into the physical reality. And it's like it's like time. It's like, I'm getting like this energy of like, around what time you might give birth, right? But you don't exactly know. Like it could come the day before, day after, a week before, a week after, a month before. Like it's like you never know what's going to happen during the birthing process. And I feel like that's what's happening. The divine feminine energy is being birthed into the physical reality. The 5D energies are coming in to mingle with the 3D energies. It's been long enough, it's time. But then how it actually happens on the day of, you never know, right? So that's what I'm getting kind of. But I'm getting the Tower in reverse. Like, luckily, it goes off without a hitch. Very, very lucky, And then the 4 of Pentacles and the Hierophant. How it affects light workers. Light workers get their dough, get their stability and security when it comes to what you need for resources. So if you need more money, you get more money. If you need more funding, you get more funding. If you need more resources, you get more resources. But not like a ton right now, but just enough to get things started, to get a plan, to start moving. So that's why I'm getting the divine masculine energies, not just in the divine masculine, but the masculine energy within all of us is kind of like ready to hit the road running. It's kind of like, I know how to plan these things out. I know how to research and what to look for. I know how to figure these things out. So like I'm getting like the masculine energies within all of us, light workers and starseeds, but in divine masculines especially, this is your moment to shine. This is what you've been waiting for. This is where like it's kind of exciting because even though it's like work, it's the type of work that you like, that you're good at, that you know how to do. And even if it's something new challenges or new ways of thinking, or you have to problem solve in new ways, it's like in a way that's exciting because you know what ideas to connect, what to do, how to find that idea, and like how to bring it all together. So this is the divine masculine's time to shine. And that's why they don't, like, I feel like the divine masculine here is so mature, because they're like, I don't care that the divine feminine is getting all the focus right now. So I'm getting like, even in the collective, like, it doesn't matter that like so much of the more creative outlets are getting highlighted, like art and music and I feel like a resurgence in focusing on family and the home life, and your friends and your connections and self-love and self-care and stuff like that. I feel like people we don't care that that's happening, because that's a good thing to focus on. I wish people focus on that more and make things the masculine have to do a lot easier. It's like, let the adults work right now. So I feel like a lot of light workers are kind of like, let us do what we need to do now. Like, now that the rest of the collectivists are kind of getting on board and kind of opening up to this energy. Like, let's get to work. Like, we know now that you're kind of on the same page and you're finally here, we're going to get to work. We've been waiting for this energy kind of thing. Okay, and then in terms of how it affects you, the Lovers and the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, so if you're not already partnered up, you will get partnered up. But I feel like pile 4, if this is your energy, you already have someone around you and you get partnered up. You have someone coming back, or you already have someone around you, or this person comes in. If this person's still coming into your life, they're going to come in very, very quickly. But I feel like for most of you, they're already around you. Okay, and then let's look more into how this energy affects you specifically, pile 4. So the Lovers and the Empress, you're entering this time with your partner or your family, your immediate family, where it's like very, very lovey-dovey. You're spending a lot of time with your partner and your kids, if you have kids, or your pets, and you know, just like your really, really close loved ones. And it's a very, very like magical time to be spending time with people that you care about a lot. The Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, you are in, like, even your masculine side, whether you're a female or male, is kind of like, this is go time. Like, this is a time to start launch our business, or this is a time to that maybe our idea will be good, we'll be able to take off. Like, this is the time. Like, I feel like you get enough funding, but it's not like a lot, or you get enough ideas, or you get the right partner, or you get the right people to start something. You're like, this is the time to do it. Like, it's now or never. And I feel like this is an opportunity for you to move forward on an idea that you might have had cooking for a while, and it's like, this is the time to do it. Like, now you're seeing the collective being more receptive to maybe these types of ideas, alternative ways of being, lifestyle, or thinking, or beliefs, or returning back to more faith, or returning back to focusing on self-love, self-care, health, emotions, wanting to solve mental issues, just getting back on track, kind of, right? This is like Lightworker and Starseeds, like go time. It's for you, Pile 4, like go time. And then in terms of actions that Spirit might want you to take, the Tower card and the Hierophant. First of all, you're going to have a lot of something manifest kind of falling right to you. I feel like you're just kind of like pushed into a business or career or some sort of plans or some sort of leadership position or some sort of like somewhere where you can step up with your talent, skills, knowledge, and abilities. Like kind of like you're kind of pushed into that role really very quickly. And that's why I'm getting like you just kind of like you're like, okay, let me just do it because I know what to do. You know, even if you've never done this before, it's like you've been born to kind of figure this out or make this happen. It's like I'm like you can't really go wrong because it's like it's a bit creative, even if it's like in business or if it's in like something to do with money or something to do with structures or infrastructure. Like I feel like it doesn't matter. You have the ability to connect ideas, connect people, connect, like you're able to connect in a way that you know you were meant to do this. Like even if it's your first time doing this, whatever this is. All right, so what are you manifesting here? The Hierophant, Four of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. You're manifesting stability and security in such strong ways, in multiple different ways. So with a partnership or family, with your home and what you need to sustain your home and family, and then also starting whatever project that you will be able to put out there to help others. And this isn't just like in the idea phase, this is actually tangible business starting, opening, you know, you already got your business number and, you know, products already made or services already launched, like everything is like ready to go. Not just, it's not in the idea phase, it's actually like goes to, it kind of opens for business very quickly. It's ready. It happens really quickly. Okay. And then how do you manifest it? The Lovers, the Tower, and the Empress. So it happens with like the people around you. So your partner, your family, your soul family, they come into your life pretty auspiciously and pretty quickly. That's why things are starting to like happen for you and very, very, very quickly. And that's why you're able to get like things off the ground in the physical with your business and your home very quickly because you have the right people. And it kind of happens very quickly and very auspiciously. And I mean, and you'll look back and you'll be like, yeah, there's no way that this didn't have like the divine fingerprint on it, because like how did all these things happen? It feels like a miracle. All these things kind of aligning in just the way it did, you know? And then lastly, the big picture is just 4 corners here. The Lovers and the Tower, the Hierophant, and the Queen of Pentacles. We have 3 major arcanas. So the Tower and the Lovers are in reverse. So that is definitely an energy of, you know, you're picking your lover, and then the Tower in reverse for me is always auspicious as like a positive divine event happening that you couldn't imagine. So I feel like with the Lovers, with you and your partner, things happen very auspiciously, very perfectly. So if you don't have a partner, it comes in very quickly. If you have someone around you, that gets solidified pretty quickly, and you guys are kind of given a leg up. And then if you're already in a partnership, also there's like an extra layer of commitment, and both of you kind of getting what you need to move forward at the same time. Yeah, because a raised level of commitment. I feel like that raised level of commitment, if you already know each other, is that soul mission. Get to work on it and put it into practice almost immediately, like very quickly. It might happen, yeah, within half a year to a year and a half. Things kind of like in that time frame, like 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, like things move pretty quickly, like in the next, like every 6 month cycle, very quickly. So yeah, like Spirit's like saying, like, get to work, but I feel like you'll want to, just because you've been waiting for a moment like this and you're not going to waste it. And it's both equal parts, like love with your partner, family, and soul fam, and work with soul mission type energy. Wow. All right, so I'm going to look at the final messages from Spirit. I'm just going to pick the other decks in each pile. So we have the King of Pentacles, the Fool card, and the Three of Swords in reverse. It doesn't hurt, King of Pentacles here. Yeah, it doesn't hurt that a lot of physical abundance starts coming in. It definitely gives you a lot of stability and security, and that does such wonders for your energy. I know a lot of people in the spiritual community, they're like, oh yeah, you know, keep positive thoughts, keep thinking positive visuals and stuff like that, and your the way that you have outlook on your life will be better. Well, that also works when you have a lot of, when you have, like, you know how, like, we can believe that we have unlimited resources, but to actually have those unlimited resources in front of you, able for you to like physically hold and grab and use, that also does wonders for your physical life. So, like, you know, physical abundance begets more physical abundance, you know, and emotional abundance begets more emotional abundance. But yeah, so I'm speaking from Spirit. Like, it's not enough to like visualize and believe that you have all these things, although that really helps, because like your mind can't distinguish right between a vision that you hold for a while and reality. It helps to be in the physical energy. So you had to physically feel that money, physically be around that money, physically use that money. And then every time you get a little bit of abundance physically, like, feel that abundance energy as fully as you can. So really feel into the physical energies, because there is something new starting for you, and it's really going to get you out of that. It's not even, it's not a depression. It's not disappointment. It's the energy of just constantly not having enough, I'm getting. Like, I feel like you might feel like you have enough at times, or, you know, feel like if you had a little bit more, you'd be able to do this thing or that thing. You know how, like, they with light workers, it's like, or anyone, it's like, if you want to, like, if you had all the money in the world, what would you be doing? That type of energy. But then actually being able to do it because you actually have that physical abundance, or even the time and energy and resources you need to be able to do whatever that is. I feel like for most people, it's like stability and physical abundance. So it could be just like a stability in your job, stability in your relationship, stability in where you live. I mean, I'm getting a lot of people have a lot of chaos around where they live. Stability in your health. Yeah, and stability in your income. Okay. Yeah, so Spirit is definitely saying, that's coming in. Yeah, because there's a lot of like waiting in this pile. It's just like waiting and waiting and waiting, and then boom, it just hits. And I feel like it completely changes your mindset. Like, it resets your mind. And I feel like it takes a second to kind of adjust to your mind not having to constantly be in that survival mode or lack mentality. You really get yourself out of that. And it's like hard because like when you're in that energy, because you actually have, when you feel like you actually don't have enough, or you're actually surviving, or you actually, you know, like, it's hard to kind of distinguish actual reality from what you want in your reality, right? It's like people keep saying like, keep visualizing what you want, but that's hard to do when you have to face reality sometimes, and that's what you have to do. You have to face 3D sometimes. And so I'm getting it's a different kind of mindset when you finally like, oh, I don't have to deal with this anymore. Huge weight off your shoulders, and you actually change to being able to manifest more, to visualize, or to bring in your manifestations better and faster. Okay, and so what else does Spirit want to say? Final messages, Ace of Swords. There is a sort of idea coming through. Six of Wands, a reunion coming through. A victory coming through. 10 of Pentacles. Ooh, wow. This is an abundance in all areas. This is a public victory. I am getting that kind of warning that things are going to get really good for you very quickly. And just to make sure, like, everyone's going to be, like, you know, like when you win the lottery, everyone's going to be asking for a handout, or you're going to see the true colors of people, who's actually there for you, who's not. And also maybe keep this to yourself, you know, because it's going to be happening in so many different areas. It's going to be hard to kind of hide it sometimes. But, yeah, they're going to say, like, keep being you out there as much as you want, but only share with those who, I'm getting just your soul family. Like, only share with those who are your, like, not even like immediate family or bloodline family, like only with those who you know can handle this good news, because they're also in a similar good news manifestation type energy, which is going to be only soul family. I feel like Spirit is literally bringing in soul family specifically, specifically for that reason, because we're humans, we're social creatures. We'll want to talk about and express ourselves fully, and we can't do that with people who might not be genuinely happy that you're succeeding in so many ways. So only with that, that's one of the reasons that you're getting a lot of soul family come in, who are also experiencing that huge glow up in all areas, because the universe would never set you up in a situation where you couldn't fully express who you are. That's like the whole intention of you being here in the first place, right? All right, and then what else does Spirit want to say to you? The High Priestess. Wow, on top of the other High Priestess. the Magician in reverse. Wow. And the Page of Wands. Okay, so there's something manifesting for you now, and this might be something that you didn't imagine doing, but this is directly linked to your divine counterpart or a soul family member. This is something that they are interested in, or that they are talented, skilled, or well educated in. And you are starting this new hobby or this new intellectual pursuit or new business or new interest of whatever kind, new project or whatever kind, because this person coming in, whether it's a divine counterpart or soul family member, are very skilled in it or very very advanced in it, and you will need to play a game with them. I'm getting like you're gonna need to be able to talk business with them, or you're gonna be able to need to work with them in this capacity. There's something about like it'll make it easier for the two of you to merge energies, you know, be more in the collaborative energy, work with each other. So there's something new that you're taking on, and it might seem like it's coming from left field, but it is specifically so you can merge with this specific really high level soulmate very, very strongly, whether it's romantic or platonic. But I do feel like there's a lot of reasons why this person is going to be really important to you for a long time. So it's kind of important that you two kind of hit it right off the bat. And so there might be like a out of left field interest, hobby, project that you want to take on, and it's exactly for that reason. Okay, and then lastly, Spirit's last message here. 6 of Wands. Again, under the 6 of Wands, victory. Queen of Swords. And the Ace of Swords. Wow, we got the Ace of Swords twice here. There's also going to be a victory in something that you say or some idea that you put out there or something like that. There's going to be a lot of traction with whatever idea, theory, plan that you communicate. I feel like this because of the 6 of Wands here, I feel like this is in a group setting or on a public forum or like on a social media website or some sort of platform where more than a few people hear it and they know it's from you, and it feels like you channel this information and it's very direct, very clear. And this is something that whether you pursue this idea or others do, your name is going to be associated with this idea or this plan or this whatever. It gets you notoriety, even if it's in a small way. It's something that can, like, you could put on your resume, like your spiritual resume. Because I feel like there's like this new like soul mission thing happening here, this new like business, new endeavor, new path, whatever. And I feel like this is a great way to kind of build up your spiritual resume, and that's exactly what happens here. Pile 4. I'm sorry, beautiful light workers, all the piles, yeah. Spirit messages, extra final spirit messages, if you want to hear it. Yeah, okay. Beautiful soul, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you did, I appreciate a comment, and I wish you much love and light.